Let's go down to Jerome's. So we're going to go through, since we are at an undisclosed location, position group by position group, and preview each little group and our 2 cents about the depth and quality of the players. This roster feels good, doesn't it? Right. And now I know a lot of people are up in arms about the quarterback room. All right. JJ McCarthy, it seems like the national media jabroni haircuts just invent different ways to discredit him, disregard him, and disrespect him. But it's okay. Tranquillo. We'll wait till the season gets here, and then JJ McCarthy, frankly, I think he has a chance to put up even better numbers than Jaden Daniels did in his amazing rookie season last year. I think it's going to be up there. But number 10 overall pick in 2024, Vikings made a small move from 11 to 10 to go get him. Highest drafted quarterback in team history, national champion from the University of Michigan, and tough, gritty, has it together between the ears, has a whip for an arm, has accuracy over the middle. And at Michigan, the thing that people hold against him, obviously, is that he didn't put up massive passing numbers, mainly because he didn't have to. And the reverse of what the truth is, like, Harbaugh didn't throw the ball because he didn't trust J.J. McCarthy because he's got a noodle for an arm and he's game manager. Blah, 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 blah. It's obviously not the case. But I do think that McCarthy, we've talked about, it's the best situation for a first-time starting quarterback in NFL history. The O-line, the run game, the coaching, the weapons, the defense across from him, everything. Everything's going to be all right. So talked about him to death. But basically, the other quarterbacks I kind of like. So the Vikings, they didn't go down the veteran backup route, and now they had been linked to Jumpin' Joe Flacco, but the Browns basically overpaid him and gave him an opportunity to start before they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the third and then Shedeur Sanders in the fifth, but we'll see. And yeah, the Vikings could have signed Aaron Rodgers, but they didn't. And remember, Rodgers called the Vikings. Vikings did not call Rodgers, right? So obviously they feel comfortable with J.J. McCarthy, but I feel like, so initially we're like, yeah, have a veteran backup on the roster, someone that you can turn to if things go to poop, whether it's Flacco, whether it was Jameis before he signed with the Giants, whether it was Ryan Tannehill, who's still a free agent, whether it was Jabroni Brisket or Marcus Mariota, etc. But then I thought about it, because the Vikings do have Josh McCown in his second year as quarterbacks coach. I think that he's going to be your future head coach coming up very soon. I think he may even skip over the OC line, but he's essentially your veteran backup quarterback because he's only a couple years removed from the game. He's basically played that role on the back end of his career, like when he was with the Jets with Sam Darnold, notably, basically mentor, basically a quarterback's coach that it is. So you don't really need that veteran backup in the room. Just don't. And they got Slinging Sammy Howell from the Seahawks for a draft pick swap, and I think it's a great pickup because Howell, former fifth-round pick by Washington out of North Carolina, come on and raise up, is going to be 25 years young in September. And frankly, I'm fine with Howell as your backup over a Flacco or a Tannehill because I think that there's just so much more upside. Now, people are going to hold his 2023 season with the commies against him. Led the league in interceptions of 21, also led the league in passing attempts of 612, but he almost threw for 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns behind an atrocious offensive line, sacked 65 times, which led the league. And he didn't have any time. He didn't have any weapons outside of Scary Terry, but he made the most of it. And you saw flashes, like he can make plays. Right now, obviously, he needs to take care of the football, but I think that was really more part and parcel of what the hell happened with that offensive line, and Washington was basically just a mess. Right, and with Howell, going back to North Carolina, like he tends to take care of the football. 92 touchdowns during his 3 seasons in Chapel Hill versus 23 picks, 10,000 yards passing, and I think that he has a chance to develop into a really nice quarterback too. He could be the latest quarterback to go through the Kevin O'Connell School for quarterbacks who can't throw good and want to learn how to do other things good too. Certainly could be that. So I think that Howell, I know that there's talk that Howell and Rippon could battle it out for quarterback too. I think it's really Howell's to lose because Rippon is a career backup, right? He's 28 years young, bounced around the league, and Brett Rippon asked, they chose him after the Bears waived him, trying to get him onto the practice squad last year. Played well in preseason for the Bears. They chose him over Jaron Hall, who was in-house, 5th-round pick, Mormon missile, etc. So that does stand out. But I just, maybe you could say that Rippon's floor as a backup could be higher than Howell's, but Howell's ceiling is way higher than Rippon's, right? So I think that Howell will earn the quarterback 2 job. I think that Rippon will be a decent quarterback 3. Or maybe Max Brosnan really comes in and surprises. So during OTAs, rookie camp, mandatory mini camp, Max Brosnan reportedly is looking pretty damn good. UDFA from the Gophers. He's not a physical freak. He doesn't have a hose for an arm, but he is accurate over the middle. He's got a quick release, and I think that he could develop into something. Now, do I see him as a starter down the line in the National Football League? No. But could he be a valuable backup? And maybe J.J. McCarthy's long-term backup? Yes, I think that's certainly possible. And in terms of coaches, so Josh McCown, like we said, is a great asset in that room. Jordan Traylor comes in and 1-for-1 replaces Grant Udinsky, who becomes the non-play calling offensive coordinator in Duval under Liam Cohen. But Traylor, so he's been around the league, played quarterback at UTEP back in the day, so he and Aaron Jones have things to talk about. It's like West Texas town of El Paso. We got a coach who is kind of recently with the Saints, bounced around the league a little bit, but he comes in as assistant OC and assistant quarterbacks coach, and I think that he'll be another great mind to bounce things off of, because that's what Kevin McConnell talks about, is that quarterback room. It's really more of a think tank, and good ideas are bounced back and forth, no ego, everyone's helping out everyone, and just trying to get better every single day, every single way, and that's what they're doing, right? And I think it's a great incubator for J.J. McCarthy, and I'm excited to see what Howell, Rippon, and Brosmer do in training camp, as well as especially in preseason. I don't think McCarthy plays preseason, because Darrisaw is probably not going to play preseason, and I don't think you put McCarthy out there behind your non-first team offensive line. I just don't see that, right? But either way, like I want to see what Howell can do, and if poop hits the fan, I think that the Vikings will be fine with Howell. I think that he is a gamer. I think that he has plenty of arm to be able to get it out there. I think that he can learn to be a little bit more judicious with taking chances. That's going to be rule number 1 with Kevin O'Connell. And I think that he could be something. But obviously, McCarthy is the crown jewel here, and can't wait for him and Kevin O'Connell to bring a dozen Robardis in the next 10 years to the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be glorious, glorious. That's it. Anyways, position preview, quarterback room for the Vikings. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, no production value.